next, stalking is a crime that can leave victims in constant fear, sometimes suffering years of harassment. But police have been accused of not always taking offences seriously enough. In trying to address that, the Met is taking a new approach to the way detectives analyse mobile phone data. Well, our Home Affairs correspondent Sonia Jessup joins me, so tell us more about this.
Yeah, you might remember last week a group of campaigners brought this super complaint against police forces in England and Wales, saying that not enough is being done to investigate stalking. Now, here in London, the Met is performing above the national average, but we can see 6 years ago, 22% of stalking cases reported to police resulted in a charge. Now, that's fallen. Last year it was just 12%. Now, the Met acknowledges it needs to do more. It's looking at different ways of analysing data. This is a story of one woman and how this new method helped her. How does it feel to be constantly watched, to be told there is no escape and no one to help? Lena, that's not her real name, says her ex made her life hell.
He would threaten me, threaten to come to my family home, threaten to break my family home, burn the house down. I was just constantly scared.
Anhar Hussain called her more than 700 times in one day. She reported him to police, which led to a non-molestation order, but she says it didn't stop him.
He started to get more brave because he realised that the police weren't doing anything about it. So he would say things like, oh, the police aren't going to do anything, they don't take domestic cases seriously.
Only around 12% of stalking cases reported to the Met result in a charge. Detectives are now trying a new approach. They've been using software to track down county line drugs gangs to analyse large amounts of data from mobile phones. Now, for the first time, they've used it to map out stalking patterns.
You can see here we've got, many thousands of lines of data.
Normally, this data would be processed manually. It can take months. Now, it takes seconds.
This is a game changer for us in that we can do this on the day. We can be digitally enabled investigatively on the day that we may have the suspect in custody. We're not having prolonged periods of time where victims are without digital devices, but mainly we can present this case literally within the next day to the Crown Prosecution Service.
Anhar Hussain was not charged with stalking, but pleaded guilty to a number of offences, including harassment with fear of violence. He'll be sentenced next month. The new police approach has been welcomed by London's Victims Commissioner, but she says she's worried officers still struggle to identify what stalking is.
Whilst this case is absolutely a positive case, there's been a conviction, I'm very aware that he's been convicted for harassment when really I have to understand why has he not been convicted for stalking? We have a stalking legislation. Why has it not been used in this case?
The Met says it is working with the Crown Prosecution Service to increase the number of cases brought under stalking legislation. Detectives hope other victims will come forward.
In cases like this, the detail is pretty much there. It's concrete. Hopefully confidence in the police will increase with this software. We are willing to listen and we do take it seriously.
They should never give up on reporting it because I've come a long way and that is because of the police. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here today.
She says Hussain cost her her health, her friends, her family. But now, finally, she has hopes for a better future.
And Sonia, the Met Commissioner has talked about using tech and data in different ways. Are we likely to see more of this?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Sir Mark Rowley has talked about the challenges of what he calls Woolworths policing in an Amazon age. This need to reinvent the way police investigate online crime, particularly fraud. Now, in this case, with stalking like this, the software allows them to investigate, they say, more quickly, but also they say more precisely, because apparently a lot of phone companies present their data in lots of different ways. So if there's any discrepancies, any duplication, it can undermine the whole case and it could be thrown out of court. Now, ultimately, they hope this gives victims more confidence to come forward, but they acknowledge there's a lot more to do.
OK. Sonia, thank you for bringing that to us. Sonia Jessup.